to this video where I'm going to talk about how to handle a client who's thinking about offering you freelance bulk work. Now, this is an exciting prospect when somebody comes to you and wants to give you a huge project or wants you to work on a retainer where you'll be responsible for a lot of things every single month. It's great for income security, and it also benefits the client because they know they can turn to one freelancer they trust to produce the same things or different types of projects over and over again. But from a pricing perspective, there's no doubt that a client who's interested in giving you bulk work wants some kind of a benefit from you. And you might not think to offer this right away, but it does make sense to give somebody an incentive to sign the contract and begin working with you on these bulk projects. So how do you handle this situation? You always have to speak confidently about price when you're having a conversation with a client because you want to come across like you know what you're talking about and that you know the value you bring to the table. A client offering you a bulk project wants to see that the project gets done, but you can incentivize them to sign the contract and to get started working with you by giving them a small discount. Now, I don't recommend giving a huge discount to this client until they've kind of proven themselves to you. So maybe after they've worked with you for 3 or 6 months, it makes sense to potentially renegotiate, especially if the volume of the project is bigger. But if your client is essentially brand new to you, we want to see if they can actually hold up their end of the bargain. One way that I do this is by giving them a discount if they agree to work with me for a minimum period of time or if they agree to a minimum project amount. So let's say the project amount is $1,000, and if your client signs on to do at least $1,000 of work, you will give them a 5% discount automatically. Now, you might treat it differently if the project is even bigger or if they're promising to work with you over a longer period of time. So if somebody's offering you 3 to 6 months of work, you might offer them 10 to 15%. Now, some people might balk at this idea of discounts and say, well, is that really necessary? The client knows they're going to have to pay for my services. I shouldn't have to discount it just because they're giving me a bigger project. You're right. You shouldn't have to. But the client may be looking at other freelancers as well, so it makes sense to give them an incentive to work with you. Now, if you cut 5 or 10% off the overall project price, think about the time saved that you won't have to be marketing to land other gigs. You can essentially book yourself out and have the peace of mind that comes with knowing that you already have your calendar full. So yes, you're exchanging a discount, but you get in return knowing that you have work consistently coming from that client. Now, from the client's perspective, they love these small incentives and discounts because it might be all that they need to tip them over the edge. They've already met you and talked to you and are interested in using your services. But when you give them a reason, even 5% off, if they commit to a monthly minimum or a project minimum, they're much more likely to sign the contract and get started. It shows that you're serious, and it's an indication of good faith on their part that they're serious about the project as well. When someone offers you bulk work, you don't want to have a race to the bottom on price, so bear in mind that the other freelancers in consideration may also be discounting their services. So you can also sweeten the pot in other ways. You can promise to deliver more quickly. You can throw in bonuses. So if you're writing blogs, you might throw in properly licensed stock photos to go with the blogs as well. You might, offer to share things on their social media channel. Whatever upsells and bonuses you can offer will help to sweeten the deal and increase the chances that the client will get ready to sign the contract. Another way to do this simply at no cost to you is to say you're ready to get started in the next 48 hours. And by sharing with your client that your availability is only good for the next 48 hours, i.e. you could get booked in that time, that might also encourage them to sign the contract. And in many cases, it's true. A lot of busy freelancers only have room for 1 or 2 more clients on their roster. So if somebody doesn't take action and move forward and take advantage of that discount, which I recommend having kind of an expiring offer, like if you sign up in the next 48 hours, then that discount is still good. That encourages those clients to take action and it gets them on your roster immediately. And usually once a client is giving bulk work to a freelancer they like, they're very unlikely to change that. So you've locked in the client, you've locked in a particular amount of work, and if you decide to continue offering that discount on an ongoing basis, the best way to do that is to hold them accountable to their end of the deal. So if you said you'll give a 10% discount to any client who orders more than $1,000 a month, hold them to that. If they haven't ordered $1,000 that month, perhaps they've only ordered $700, you could suggest some additional upsells if they still want to take advantage of the pricing break. I find this to be an excellent strategy to help encourage clients to start working with you. Let me know how